So we'll make balance of payment account. Very vital flow chart. Current account and capital account. We have two types of account. Current account relates with exports and imports, and the capital account relates with changes in assets and liabilities. Exports and imports दिख रहा है? Factor and non-factor. And the second one here, under current transfers you write remittances. In the capital account we have four. First one is your foreign investment, that comes under two category, FDI and FII. NRI investment or NRI deposit, whatever you want to write. Somewhere you will find NRI investment or NRI deposits. ECB is your external commercial borrowings. Done? Here under factor and non-factor services, under non-factor you write services like consultancy, BPO, software, etc. Consultancy, BPO, software exports, etc. And under factor services, what are those? Yes, anyone? I told you in the very first class. These all are factor services, like wages. Now capital account is very simple. First we'll discuss current account. So here in current account, now you heard about three types of deficit. You must have heard about three types of deficit. Balance of payment deficit, current account deficit, and trade account deficit. You keep on reading in the newspaper. Whenever the data comes, trade deficit, current account deficit, and balance of payment deficit. Now you understand that there is a hierarchy. So current account includes current transactions. So current transaction includes all the transactions which will be helpful in settling exports and imports. Now coming on to trade account. Here trade account is also known as merchandise account. So in newspaper you can write, newspaper you will find that there is trade account is also known as merchandise account. Shall I write the spelling? Merchandise account. What's the meaning of this? What's the meaning of merchandise? It means goods which are tradable. So physical goods which are tradable. Listen carefully, very important. Flow chart. Remember this by heart. Current account, trade account, export and import you understand. So if India is exporting, India is earning dollar. If India is importing, India is paying dollar. So whatever will be the mismatch is known as trade deficit. If your imports are more, exports are less, it is known as trade deficit. If opposite thing, it means trade surplus. Surplus means extra. So when your exports are more than imports, it is known as trade surplus. Talking about current account. Here current account includes trade account as well as invisibles account. Here invisible means that we cannot touch the particular kind of goods and services. So generally services comes under that category. Like my teaching skills, I cannot touch. These are intangible. You understand? Tangible and intangible. So invisible accounts include services and current transfers. Services like factor services. Factor of production, there are 4 types of factor of production. If you remember the first class, basics. Factor of production like wages, rent, profit, etc. These are factor services. Non-factor services like services of consultancy. If I am giving you certain kind of advice, these are the not goods. This will come under invisible account. So if there is a mismatch between trade account and invisible account, just listen carefully, I'll make you write. फिर आपको समझ नहीं आएगा. You are here for the explanation. Just listen, focus on board. Trade account and invisible account. So in trade account, it means goods which are traded, merchandise. Here invisibles means trade in services. So whatever export and import in the services, these are export and import of services. Obviously you are giving some kind of factor services. So if I am writing an article, this will come under the category of services or goods. Services. I am giving my opinion. So I'll receive payment. So I'll receive as a factor payment. If I'm giving consultancy services, I'm guiding for, suppose for example, I've conducted one lecture that how to prepare for GMAT. That is on online. So that are the services to other country students. I'm giving services. I'm exporting my services, consultancy services. Will come under non-factor. If I'm receiving remittances, suppose one of my friend is living in Middle East and sending some money to me. I'm receiving remittances. So current transfer. I'm not doing anything for this. It means I'm not providing any services, any work. I'm not producing any goods, but I'm receiving remittances. Just because he's my friend or one of my family member working abroad, sending some money. So this will come under remittances. So these all are invisibles. If you will experience trade account and invisible account by together, if there is any deficit, then it is known as current account deficit. Generally, India experiences surplus on this side and deficit on this side. Generally, India experiences surplus on this side and deficit on that side. So, on current account deficit, if this deficit is more than the surplus of this side, you will experience current account deficit. Obviously, if your deficit on trade account is more than your surplus on invisible account, resultant factor will be current account deficit. Getting my point? Trade account deficit and current account deficit. Any doubt regarding this? Factor, non-factor. Factor services are like 4 types of factors of production. If you are producing something, you require land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. If you are getting any kind of remuneration by providing these kind of services, this will come under factor services. Non-factor services like, for example, consultancy services, BPO, software exporting. If India is exporting software, so these are services, but non-factor. This will not contribute in the production. You are selling software. Difference between hardware and software. Hardware will come here. If China is exporting hardware to India, and India is putting some kind of software in that hardware, obviously computer systems are coming from China, India is providing software. Software will come here, hardware will come there. Goods which are tradable, we can touch that. You can touch hardware, but you cannot touch software. Any doubt regarding this? Picture is clear? Coming on to this side. This must be very easy. Current asset and liability. Remember the discussion in the last class or yesterday's class. I was saying that India has been attracting foreign direct investment because it is the source of non-debt finance. Non-debt finance. Whenever you consider ECB, it creates debt. Whenever you are receiving borrowing from IMF and World Bank, it comes under the category of sovereign debt. This is a debt on India. This is a debt on particular company. And NRI investment deposit. So you are receiving foreign exchange. It means your asset will go up. Talking on foreign investment, FDI and FI, these are not debt. So FDI in particular is a best source of non-debt finance. Because if McDonald's will come and invest in India, there will be no debt on the country as well as not on any individual. Getting my point? So the best thing is to promote FDI. Any doubt regarding this? Borrowing from IMF, World Bank, simple. NRI, non-resident Indians depositing money in SBI. This is the example of this. And ultimately, international reserves, what we can also known as foreign exchange reserves. So these are the reserves. You can understand in a layman language, these are the savings by RBI. If RBI is receiving dollar, RBI will save some dollar for the rainy days. So here, foreign exchange reserves. Now if you will experience deficit on current account and surplus on capital account, this is generally the case with India. India always experiences surplus on capital account, because obviously if we compare FDI coming India and FDI by Indians, which will be a bigger figure? India is receiving FDI. I've given the figure yesterday, 17-18 $60 billion. So India is receiving more inflow and experiencing low outflow relatively. So India experiences surplus on this account and deficit on current account. And whenever this deficit surpasses the surplus on current capital account, there will be a problem of balance of payment deficit. Getting my point? Balance of payment deficit. So are we clear about trade deficit, current account deficit and balance of payment deficit? Any doubt regarding this? Do you want me to dictate something? What can I dictate between this? You understand the flow chart? Please go home and draw this flow chart once again on a rough page. First time you can take help of this flow chart, but second time try to draw without looking or without referring this. So if you know this, you will not confuse in the examination. You will be very clear in your mind that what is the demand of the question. These are net amount. I'm not including net here because otherwise everything is net. FDI net, ECB net. This is net. Net, you understand? Outflow and inflow, mismatch jo bhi hoga, you have to arrive at a particular value. These all are net amounts. Foreign reserves are also net amount. You are receiving dollar, you are paying some dollar from foreign exchange reserves. So these all are net amounts, assets and liabilities. Now you write indicators of, next topic is indicators of balance of payment. It means if there is any surplus or deficit. How we'll get to know? With these factors. So first one is your foreign exchange reserves. First one is your foreign exchange reserves. Second one is your external debt. External debt. Third one is your current account deficit. Current account deficit. Fourth one is your debt servicing ratio. Debt servicing ratio. Leave 2 lines after that. And the last one is your composition of capital receipts. This is the formula of debt servicing ratio. So you write the formula in front of the fourth point, debt servicing ratio. Payment of principal plus interest divided by current account receipts. Payment of principal plus interest. Payment of principal plus interest divided by current account receipts into 100. Because newspapers are frequently reporting debt servicing ratio. Debt servicing ratio means if there is any debt, how will you service that? Service means repay. So your payment of principal plus interest means servicing of debt. It means you are repaying your principal amount as well as interest amount by using current account receipts. because these are the receipts of current transactions. So these are the last resort, we use later, all the assets and liabilities. So suppose, for example, you can understand these are current transaction. It means if you imagine the situation in an individual, this is all your salaries, etc. And these are your assets. Assets means wealth, house, etc. So first, obviously, if you are in crisis, you will use your savings, you will use your amount from salary, and later you will use your all the assets. If there's a bigger crisis, you will sell gold, you will sell land, etc. So debt servicing ratio is, this can come whenever they will ask the question, the statement. This formula in any form, in the form of statement, can come. But understanding with the help of this formula is easy. Payment of principal plus interest divided by current account receipts into 100. This is how you service your debt, how you repay. If your numerator is less and denominator is more, the figure will come below 100 or more than 100? Below 100. So it means your receipts are enough, getting to repay that.